Dr. Charles here with Lifeboost Coffee. I started Lifeboost Coffee not only because I love coffee, which I do, but also because coffee has a potential to have major health benefits if grown in a clean and sustainable way. Currently, the majority of coffee is grown and produced using methods which negate a lot of its natural benefits and in fact can be harmful to our short-term and long-term health as well as the environment. I made it my mission with Lifeboost Coffee to produce the healthiest, cleanest coffee on the planet while also making a positive impact on the environment. One of the ways we do this is through shade-grown coffee. Seems simple, right? So why don't conventional coffee producers follow this method as well? The main reason? Profits. In this video, let's take a look at the differences between shade-grown and the more conventional sun-grown coffee. I also want to show you how shade-grown coffee is more environmentally friendly, healthier for you, and overall just a higher quality product. In general, shade-grown coffee is coffee that is in its most natural form without man's modification. The coffee tree or the shrub is growing under a canopy of shade provided by lush forest trees. In this environment, the coffee plant benefits from things like wildlife, soil quality, and a steady climate. Shade coffee, grown organically, is free of chemical use. It is grown in soil made rich with nutrients from fallen decomposing leaves and surrounding trees, and due to the slow maturation process, shade-grown coffee has a much lower acidity. However, as the demand for coffee has grown throughout the years, in an effort to produce coffee that is cheaper and faster, growing practices have been altered, leading to what we call sun-grown coffee. While shade-grown coffee is slower to mature, sun-grown coffee matures quickly and allows growers to produce more of their product in a season. The majority of mass-produced coffee is farmed using these sun-grown practices where quality is ultimately sacrificed for quantity. Different from shade-grown coffee, sun-grown coffee is cultivated on plantations in direct sunlight and is detrimental to the local wildlife and environment. While farmers and coffee companies attempt to capitalize on profits by clearing huge fields in order to grow their crops faster and in greater quantities, they are causing things such as deforestation, topsoil erosion, upsetting natural ecosystems, as well as contaminating their crops through the use of pesticides and fertilizers. An example of the harmful effects of sun-grown practices is the decline of wildlife populations such as birds. In places like Nicaragua, 31% of the forest coverage has been destroyed in only a 20-year span. The effects of deforestation on migrating bird populations can be noted as far away as 1,500 miles. Bird populations aren't the only species threatened though. Central American tapir and jaguar populations are also at risk due to the rapid rates of deforestation. While sun coffee is grown through the practices of deforestation and the use of chemical pesticides, shade-grown farms mimic a more natural ecosystem. On shade-grown coffee plantations, leaves that fall amongst the coffee plants provide weed control and nutrients to the soil as they decompose. The presence of wildlife on these plantations also provides pollination and acts as a natural pest control, negating the need for harmful chemicals. Additionally, shade trees provide a great number of root systems, lessening soil erosion. Beyond significant environmental effects, shade-grown coffee is healthier for you than sun-grown coffee. Sun-grown coffee needs man's intervention from the start. As Arabica beans cannot withstand sun growth, hybrid versions are often required. Additionally, the use of herbicides, fertilizers, and other harmful chemicals are used to treat the plants. Nearly 97% of coffee today is treated with these pesticides, chemicals, and fertilizers. Not only do many of the countries where coffee is mass-produced have little to no regulations on the use of these chemicals, some of these areas also incorporate the use of banned pesticides, which means these health hazards are still making their way into your crop even if they're regulated within the US. When it comes to your health, pesticides can cause anything from diarrhea, nausea, dizziness, rashes, stinging in the eyes, blisters, and even temporary blindness. Even more concerning are the studies connecting pesticides to increased risk of developing breast, thyroid, and ovarian cancers, as well as non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, brain tumors, lung, liver, and prostate cancers. In addition to the use of chemicals and pesticides to ensure the yield of their crops, sun-grown coffee also matures faster than shade-grown. This is significant as it alters the acidity of the coffee produced. Most sun-grown coffees have a pH level ranging from 4.85 to 5.13, which is significantly higher than what is ideal for our bodies. Our internal body conditions generally favor a neutral pH level or a 7 on the scale, which is why the acidic levels of regular coffee don't usually sit well in our stomachs. These higher acid coffees, which are the majority of coffees on the market, can cause significant health issues like irritable bowel syndrome, GERD, and numerous digestive conditions. By allowing the coffee plants to mature slower, as they do when they're shade grown, the result is lower acid. Low acid coffee varieties mostly have a pH level of right around 6, which is much less irritating and harmful for the bodies. While allowing the coffee to mature more slowly does produce less yield of the crop, the quality of the shade-grown bean is greater and more dense. In other words, consumers reap the benefit of the farmer's patience and will notice their coffee is tastier and has a more complex flavor profile. The majority of coffee on the market is grown in the sun on these large plantations where forests have been cleared and growers use harsh chemicals for pest control and fertilizers. While this allows companies to mass produce coffee, the quality and effects of the practices are detrimental to the environment as well as you. If you want to know more about how Lifeboost ensures your coffee is clean and healthy and sustainably produced, follow the link in this video's description.